And along with cuts to fiscal spending, the new administration's looking to keep the debt-to-GDP ratio going forward in the mid-50% range and the fiscal deficit at the pre-pandemic level of 3%. Our Eum Jiyoung has more on the administration's fiscal policy plan.
Mid-50% by 2027. It's debt-to-GDP ratio, that is. South Korea is tightening its belt and reducing government spending to slow a rise in debt to keep the debt-to-GDP rate at that in the next 5 years. Seoul's finance ministry said it'll also cut the ratio of fiscal deficit to GDP to 3% or lower from about 5% set for this year as it released the new administration's fiscal policy plan on Thursday.
The biggest difference from the previous administrations is that we are using the managed fiscal balance to set the limit instead of the total fiscal balance. Also, the fiscal rule will be simplified, so it's more like what other advanced countries use.
The move marks a departure from the expansionary fiscal policy that the previous administration had maintained over the past few years in a bid to prop up economic growth and cope with the fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, one of the major reforms will be in education as the number of young students are falling. Rather than elementary and middle schools, there'll be more financial grants allocated to high schools and universities. The government announced its investment strategy to increase efficiency and encourage private sector-led investment. For investment in R&D, it's going to focus on strategic areas essential to national and economic security. For small and medium companies, rather than giving out small amounts of support to all businesses, money will be allocated based on market demand. Also, the government will abolish any unnecessary regulations on them. There'll also be more support and deregulation for universities to bring in students and training to create jobs to cultivate more professionals in key high-tech industries. The government will prepare a new fiscal rule based on the plan by early September and put into effect as soon as the legislation process is complete in Parliament. Eum Jiyoung, Arirang News.